The next duelist on our list of characters to talk about is Scarlet Witch. How do you solve a problem like Scarlet Witch? She is one of the strongest characters in fiction, or at least in Marvel, at the bare minimum. But in almost every game that I've ever played that she has been a featured character, she feels incredibly underwhelming. And I think that is mostly due to the fact that it's really difficult to implement her world-breaking powers in a way that doesn't make her the most overpowered character in the game. So I put a lot of thought into what could potentially be done to help her. And in reality, a lot of the changes that we have seen have been related to her ultimate ability and the team-up that she was granted with Doctor Strange. So how do you change Scarlet Witch and make her more viable without overclocking the character to the point where she's completely overbalanced and the strongest character in the game? Because as you can see, there's a lot of really good stuff in this condensed list of abilities. She has the superhuman genes that allow her to manipulate energy and reality, as well as access magical energies such as her signature chaos magic. Telekinesis is present, and that's represented in her moveset with her slow fall, as that ability is flat out called telekinesis. Mind controlling and manipulation is a dangerous thing to put on a cooldown. That's why you really only see that in powerful abilities such as Emma Frost's Psychic Seduction that she has. So putting that on an ability that's just on a rotating cooldown would be very difficult. Probability manipulation, how do you realistically implement something like that into this style of game? Ability to sense magic, that's fairly niche. Spellcasting, witchcraft, black magic is what her entire kit is really implemented around. And with that telekinesis, she does have that slow fall, and her phase ability allows her to enter a state where she kind of sort of has that flight. But realistically, there's not a lot of wiggle room here for what could be done without overclocking the character entirely. That being said, I do have a thought of what could be done. And I want to focus on this highlight intro for a second, because there is that glyph that is drawn onto the ground that is just referenced in her overall character entrance animation, but doesn't have a space in her moveset. So if we look over at her abilities, of course, she has an open keybind on the F key that you could give her a new ability. And I think realistically, what you could do is give her an ability where she puts that seal or that sigil on the ground, that then when her enemies are standing in that space and she deals damage to them, she gets a boost to the damage that she deals, whether that is with her Chaos Control primary fire or her Chthonian Burst alternate fire. I mean, you could even potentially couple that to be when you have the sigil on the ground and the dark seal in place that lands a stun on an opponent, as opposed to it just dealing a stun. It also deals a portion of damage, but only when those two abilities are used in tandem and you catch those characters there. I think just giving her something a little bit extra and situational would be beneficial to kind of help balance her out in a way that doesn't break the game in its entirety. But what do you think? Is there a different buff, change, or ability that you would like to see brought to Scarlet Witch? I'm interested to see what your thoughts are in the comments. And if you've made it this far into the video, please feel free to leave a like, follow, and to share this video with someone you know who might enjoy this. We'll be back to talk about another duelist tomorrow, so we'll see you then.